a little bit deep with that. Because I have a different angle that I'm gonna work here. Now, I want y'all to watch this interview that Zonnique did. So for those of y'all who don't know who Zonnique is Tiny's oldest daughter that she had from a previous relationship. She's a very pretty girl. She was in that group, the OMG girls. I think they got the band back together. So she was doing an interview, and basically she confirmed everything that King said that we made fun of him about a couple years ago. Y'all remember when he was wilding, when he went into the Waffle House and he was cussing that Waffle House worker out, calling him broke, had his little chiclets in the camera. Yeah, so y'all know we went in on him. Then him and Tiny and T.I. got into it about the way he grew up, and we were calling him spoiled. So listen to what Zonnique had to say.
I would say what hurt me would be like, I'm honestly like my mom being like with Tip all the time.
Damn.
Like
timestamp that.
not timestamp that. I feel like even now and today, like that's how it is. Like they're just tied to the hip. I don't know. I feel like kids just long to have their parents. Like I grew up in a great house. Like my grandparents are literally the reason why I am. Like I don't take no shit, all that. But I wanted my parents.
Yeah. You know, everybody think King just came from this lavish background. He's like, nah, bro, I was in my grandmother's crib. The most. This is what he said. Like, bro, I was
him too.
And she lived in like that's what he said.
Yeah.
He was born with a silver spoon. Yeah.
Then what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna say this. I believe what Zonnique is saying, and some people were like, "Well, Tiny was touring and they were out here getting to the money." No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. Escape had broke up, and for a long time, Tiny wasn't doing anything until they started doing the family hustle, and then she kind of got back touring with Escape once the kids had got older. But I don't agree, as a single woman that has a daughter, I don't agree with a woman dropping her kids off with grandparents for her to be running in behind a man. The grandparents are there for date nights. That's it. The grandparents is there for once a week date night. If your man has to go on tour, you shouldn't be, and you have children at home, young children at home, you shouldn't be following in behind him all on tour and leaving your children at home. I'm sorry, or leaving your children with a grandparent. Why? Because she couldn't stop Tip from cheating. Remember when T.I. was messing with Bernice Burgos? Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember when they had that whole little beef, and then Tiny went and called herself trying to be out and about with Floyd Mayweather? See, Tiny is one of those women who think that, here's the thing. This is what I noticed. I'm not going to say Tiny is ugly. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say that Tiny doesn't have a Hollywood look. And if you remember how T.I. used to look back in the day, he was at the top of the game and was very handsome. He was very handsome. I'll say that. I feel like this is a situation where Tiny felt like she got the best that she was going to get. So she was willing to accept anything. So y'all remember when them girls came out and said that T.I. and Tiny were drugging him? All of these women would be way prettier than Tiny that came out and said it. And they all would talk about how Tiny would just be mean and kind of rough handle them during them little, freak offs. Because she got to sit here and watch her man really do it with who he really wants. T.I. just got with her because she is the anchor woman. I've talked about this before. The woman who has low self-esteem and ain't going nowhere. Period. Now, that's fine. He a rapper. He's supposed to cheat. I mean, I'm not going to say he's supposed to cheat, but it's very highly likely he going to cheat. Yeah. it's highly likely he gonna cheat. But even then, there are women who are with rappers who are not leaving their children to running behind the rappers. Or there are women who are with rappers who are not engaging in freak offs because they feel like that's what they got to do to keep the man and to keep the man happy. Because even when they was doing the freak offs, T.I. was still cheating. I wouldn't even agree to that. He was cheating anyway. He was still cheating. So you might as well just let him go cheat by himself instead of being present, watching, being angry, and roughhousing the girls because you mad because you see what your man really like and what your man really want. Okay? You might as well just stay at home with your children if that's the case. And as a mother, I don't agree with her leaving her kids with her parents or T.I.'s grandparents for her to be running in behind T.I. all these years. I don't agree with it. So it's really sad, especially coming from like a daughter. It's really sad to hear a girl saying, all I wanted was my mother. And it didn't even have to be that way. Because for a long time, Tiny wasn't doing nothing. She could have sat at home with her kids and let T.I. pay the bills and go cheat in peace by himself. Hey, Skinny, I'm late. I saw Diddy in the title. Mariah, let me... What? Boy, stop! You acting up today. Y'all please hit the like button if you're just now coming in. So y'all remember this argument that King had with T.I.?
He just wanted it to get
to make him look better. He say he know not true. Silver up. Silver used to have to come to my grandma's house because I'm getting in the fight.
You cried like a baby to go to your grandma's house.
Every day.
You used to hold your breath.
I wouldn't put up nowhere. You ain't had me put up.
So he's saying you beg like a granny, like a baby to go to your granny house. So basically, King is saying, I was raised in the hood with my grandparents. T.I. is saying, no, we took you there because you wanted to go there. I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. It could be that when King was so used to his grandmother that when he went over to his daddy and them house, and got mad, he was like, take me back to my granny house. I could see that happening. You know, yes, there is a difference between somebody being in the hood because they gotta be in the hood versus somebody who like is just getting dropped off. But at the end of the day, clearly he is a product of his environment. Clearly he was in that environment more than he was with his parents, right? And that's evident based on his ratchet antics. Now, I commend him. He's calmed down since he's had his son, and he's definitely calmed down since now you could see that him and his father are kind of like mending their relationship. But I'm gonna blame a lot of this on Tiny. I ain't even gonna blame it on Tip because at the end of the day, he was the breadwinner for the family. He was the one going and getting to the bag. There's absolutely no reason why Tiny should have had that level of pick me in her that she neglected her children emotionally to go running behind a man. And you have parents like this who will be like, oh, but we took care of you and we provided for you. But like, where were you in the small moments? Like, where were you when I emotionally needed you? Or where were you when I wanted to spend time with you? And it's like you were gone by choice. You didn't have to be. You was gone because you was running in behind a man. And I don't think women should ever neglect their children to run in behind a man, baby. Especially when she could have had that same man just sitting at the house. He wasn't going to go nowhere. So I don't understand. And even to this day, they like two peas in a pod. You can't separate them for nothing. She always up under him. To me, that's toxic. And even the daughter sees that. So I don't agree with that. Now,